My name is Robin Lee. Welcome to Buzz on the Bluffs, Vicksburg, Mississippi's Community Insight Program. We'll be taking a look at people, places, and events that impact our community. Thanks for joining us. My guest today is Jan Daigre. Jan, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, you're running for Warren County Circuit Clerk.
That's correct.
Which you've run for in the past,
Right.
correct? So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing now and why you decided to run for this office.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Vicksburg. I'm a fifth generation family here. Went to school at Warren Central, graduated in 1979, went to Mississippi State. I see your LSU Cup, but...
yeah, we put that out of the screen. We had a bad win. We had a bad loss.
Yes, I do.
I'm used to saying win, but...
I know. Graduated from Mississippi State in 1984. Came home, stayed to Jackson a little while, came home. I am working now at Mississippi Farm Bureau, have been since 2003 in insurance, which you know a lot about.
A little bit.
Ran for the Circuit Clerk office in 2011 in the general election and lost and decided that I would try it one more time.
Well, good. So what do you think your experience has been that you can bring to this office that will help that office regain some integrity, that will help the people of our county? What do you feel like qualifies you to become the next circuit clerk?
Well, I think most important, I'm a very hard worker, and I'm sure a lot of the other candidates are too. I'm very trustworthy, and I think Warren Countyans have really lost trust in the system. And I committed 3 years ago to running for this office, and that's why I wanted to give it one more go. When you commit to run for public office, your family's committed. I mean, it affects everybody in your close circle, and I just wanted to try to give the voters something to have a little faith in, to trust the system. I think to be a really good circuit clerk, I've got some retail experience, and I think providing really good customer service. I think when a citizen walks in and needs something at that front counter, then whoever's waiting on them should go right up and say how can they serve them, and be very accommodating. Mm-hmm. Certainly not do anything they're not supposed to do, but they're there to serve the citizens of Warren County. And I think we really got to get some sound accounting systems in place. Mm-hmm. We've got to have a checks and balance. We've got to have good audits. I just think it's very important to bring some honesty back, bring some integrity, transparency, and I think the most important thing is to run the most fair and impartial elections. Even though parties run the primaries and the circuit clerk runs the general, if something goes wrong, even in those primary elections, bottom line is the circuit clerk that is going to be looked at. Mm-hmm. And so I think you've got to be ready for those responsibilities, building those relationships with the election commissioners. And I just think it's really important to build some relationships that maybe haven't been there in the past, mm-hmm. and to get some honesty, integrity, transparency, good accounting skills, mm-hmm. and let's get Warren County a good audit.
Well, that sounds good. You know, I asked you this when I interviewed you before. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you wanted to be sure and tell us about?
Well, I think just to ask the voters to get out there and research the candidates. I do think it means something that I committed 3 years ago. There's a little bit of confusion about the appointment that happened. I was called by 2 supervisors to come for the appointment, and I did not get the appointment. A lot of people think that I was offered it and I just didn't accept it, and that was not the case at all. I did not get it, and then decided after that, you kind of get your feelings hurt in the political process a little bit. So after you heal from that, I said, I want to try this one more time. Mm-hmm. I had some support out there, and I want people to do some research on the candidates. I feel like I'm the best qualified. I've got proven leadership. I've had a small business. And I truly care. I'm service-oriented. I ran and served on the school board for 6 years. I served as president 2 of those years. I'm very involved in the community, and I'd like to give back. Being in the insurance, ever-changing things, and that's no different than the circuit clerk's office. There's so many things in the state of Mississippi that will change. But I just want people to do some research, and I'm committed to serving Warren County and certainly would appreciate the consideration of their vote.
Well, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.